It does need a lot of care and attention, and particularly in live performance where it is prone to go out of tune. Mm-hmm. And of course the whole idea of sampling the Moog is a wonderful idea. So you know,
it's lighter.
Yeah, it is lighter, and you get the same sound. The thing is, I love the theatrics of the Moog.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful.
It looks great. You know, at live concerts, people walk in, and before we've actually got on stage, if the curtains are open and they see it was all twinkling and all these lights, they walk up and go, "Wow!" It's like the monolith from 2001. It's like, oh yeah.
That's true.
The huge beast, the world's most deadliest synth, and it is incredible when you pump that thing up, particularly playing classics like Lucky Man, and it's a great feeling to be on stage, and you do the portamento sweep from way down, and it rumbles, You just hear the audience go, wow!
When you originally recorded that, was that one take, just going off, or was that?
Well, Lucky Man.
Yeah, the solo.
Yeah, well, I think I've said this so many times, but it was a last minute thought. Greg was just going repeatedly over a chord sequence, and I said it needs something in here, so I went to the Moog and did all these portamento sweeps and everything, and looked up from where I was into the control room and saw Greg and Eddie Offord, who was the engineer, going. I said, no, that was just a tryout. They said, no, that's it. That's the solo. I said, oh no, come on, please. No, I was just getting some ideas together. They said, no, that is the solo. And I had to live with that damn thing for ages. And I'd sort of, I think what had happened was that much later on in the late 70s, I hadn't played the solo from Lucky Man for quite a long time, so I actually called up Keyboard magazine, and I knew that they'd done a transcription of the solo. I said, do you think I could have a copy of the solo from Lucky Man? They said, what? Keith Emerson wants a copy of I haven't played it, but so they managed to transcribe it quite accurately. So it was. I thought, well, it'll save me time if you can send me what you came up with. So that was it. So thank you, Keyboard magazine, and Dominic Milano, I think it was at the time. Yeah.
So speaking of the keyboards, we talked about the Moog, the Hammonds. What about the GX-1? What was that like for you, bringing that in? Did it replace some of the organ parts that you did? Were you happy with that? I know that you did the fanfare.
Oh, yes, most definitely. Well, Moog had Bob Moog, a wonderful dear guy, friend of mine. We worked very closely together, and he did actually start inventing the first polyphonic synthesizer, but it really wasn't that.
The Polymoog or the memory Moog?
It was the Polymoog, yeah. I forget what he called them. There were two which I had. One was still monophonic, and the other one was polyphonic, to the degree that I think you could get about 8 notes at the same time. But then I became aware that Yamaha had come up with the GX-1, which was fully polyphonic, and it had a monophonic top keyboard, which you could, that was quite fun. You could actually sort of like wobble the keys, and get a vibrato. Good fun. And you had a sort of whammy bar underneath the keyboard where you could sort of do all sorts of things with the sounds. It was really cool. But it weighed a ton, and it was a roadie's nightmare. And they hated the damn thing. It took about eight of the road crew to situate it and lift it up. But it made a great sound, and it really worked with, particularly on, which was an ELP big hit, which was Fanfare for the Common Man, Aaron Copland's composition.
Which we recreated with Keith Wexler for your
Oh,
Oasis.
that's right. Yes, indeed, you did. Yes. Yeah.
That was for the show that you did opening for Led Zeppelin, right?
Yes.
Originally.
Yes.
And then I guess you used it for the show as well.
I still use it, yes.
The high voltage gig?
Yes. It would have been on there, yeah. Situated somewhere in there, with other...
Speaking of that, how do you feel about that being talked about as the last ELP show or something, or the capper or the bookend? I mean, do you feel that way, or do you think that ELP could make more music in the future, or do you want it to?
I don't rule out any possibilities at all. I know that Carl is very much involved with Asia. I'm very much involved with my own band, Keith Emerson Band. I'm also very much involved with this new orchestral project. But apart from that, I'm also involved in an even bigger project, which is a synthesizer orchestra. Now that is going to be quite something. I'm involved with C.J. Vanston, Brian Cahew, all great players, and possibly an awful lot of other synthesizer players. But we are incorporating it with the production team of the Blue Man team. So there'll be a lot of like three-dimensional visual effects, and but basically it'll all be synthesizers.
Moog synthesizers, or?
Well, I think the Moog will play a part, but most definitely will be sampling sounds that we're going to work on. All these will come into play in this new project. So when you're talking about ELP, well, I'm quite open to any suggestions for that, but I still think I've got a lot more creativity left in me to move forward, and the only way you can really move forward is by just really trying that. The ELP it's there. It could be done if everybody was keen on it. I don't know whether the spirit is still with Carl or with Greg. Actually, obviously we are. We have fond memories, and we're very proud of the catalogue that we produced. And if the opportunity comes up, I'm sure we'd all sit and address it.
So it's definitely not definitive that it's that was the last gig or anything like that. It's totally open to...
At the moment, I think it's pretty much understood with everybody involved that is probably the last live time that ELP will be together. But
never say never.
Never say never. That's what I say. Yeah. No, if it came up and everybody was like gung ho, then fine. But I'm certainly not going to wait and sit around, waiting for see if they want to do it or not. Just being as creative as I can be.